At the time I'm filming this, it's been 3 weeks since I started doing this 1 meal a day diet protocol. And I wanted to make a video about my thoughts on the topic and results that I might have had, etc. So, first thing, I haven't actually weighed myself. I forgot to do that, so there's missing SI. So I didn't weigh myself at the start, and I haven't weighed myself at all, in fact, since before I started doing this. But I have visibly lost weight around my middle. The sort of spare tyre is slowly dissolving, which is a good thing. It's been easier than I thought it would be, and I'll talk about that a little bit. But one of my little principles is that simple does not equal easy, and I like to use the example of doing a bungee jump is simple. They attach the bungee jump to your ankles or whatever, and you stand there on the ledge, and then when they say go, you jump. I mean, that's all you have to do is just jump when they say jump, and simple, yeah, but not easy. And the thing that makes it difficult is human emotion. I wonder if that says something about me, that human emotion is the hardest thing in life, the thing that makes life difficult. I mean, isn't everyone like that? Maybe not. But so what I've realised, though, in these 3 weeks is that the reason why losing body fat, and that's what we're talking about here, not really losing weight as such, because what if your muscles are wasting away? That's weight loss, but that's the kind of weight loss that you don't want. So weight loss really means fat loss, and when your body loses fat, it actually hurts, and it hurts physically because you get hunger pains, and also if you want to maintain muscle mass, you need to work out, you need to be lifting weights, doing some sort of resistance exercise. So your muscles are going to be aching too, a little bit, if you're doing that. And plus, there's the emotional pain that goes with it, because you can no longer use food as a crutch. If you're feeling stressed, bored, or lonely, which we often are, right? It's not just me. Please, it's not just me. And I'm being a lot more playful here in this video than I thought I would be. I've got the script written, and well, it's not, I've got bullet points written, but I'm going off topic. Strange that. Yeah, so you can't use food as a crutch so much. So if you're feeling bored or stressed, or the L word, you can't just go to the fridge and get temporary relief from those feelings. But that's a good thing if you think about it, because before I went on this, I wasn't in control. I'd basically lost control of my eating, and food was controlling me. But now I've managed to reverse that, and I'm doing well with it. So what's made it easier? Because let's see what I was going to say. It has been easier than I thought it would be. I thought I would really struggle on a day-by-day basis and find it almost impossible to get all the way through to tea times, because what's happening is I'm waking up, I'm not having breakfast, I'm not having lunch, and I'm usually eating starting to eat either 5 p.m. or 6 p.m, sometime around that, but no sooner than 5 p.m. And so that was my initial worry, that I just wouldn't be able to do it without having to go and eat something before the allotted time. And my other worry was, even if I was able to last until 5 o'clock, I wouldn't be able to get any work done. I wouldn't be able to concentrate on my job in that time, because I'd just be overwhelmed with feelings of hunger. Well, that hasn't happened. I've actually been able to eat. I've actually been able to concentrate on my work pretty well. And the funny thing is, you can use it to your advantage. The hunger pains almost concentrate the mind. They focus the mind. And I've noticed this in other areas too. Like, I find if I have a cold when I'm trying to work, I often work better because I sort of overcompensate for having a cold and I try harder. And it seems to work out that I get more done, and it's like I can concentrate better. So next thing on my list, what are the things that have made it easier? Well, the fact that it's summertime helps. For example, the warmth, the natural warmth in the environment that you get during summer helps, because one of the side effects of eating this way may be that my metabolism has slowed down. Well, one of the side effects, one of the results of that is that my body might not be generating as much heat. I mean, I'll still have a healthy body temperature, but I won't be like producing as much body heat or have heat to that I need to sort of regulate more by, sweating and stuff, which doesn't happen much to me anyway, but that's another story. So yeah, when it's warm, it's actually an advantage then to have a slower metabolism, because it doesn't feel uncomfortably hot. And this is rather like taking cold showers. It's obviously much easier to take cold showers or begin taking cold showers in the summer months, because first of all, the cold water is at its warmest, and also because the environment is hot, the air's warmer. It's actually quite refreshing to have a cold shower on those days. And also, the food that I'm eating I'm usually eating lots of salad, so lots of lettuce and lots of fresh fruit, mostly things like berries and apples, melons, and some citrus fruits like pineapple and orange. Satsumas, when they're in season, they're one of my favourites. And because a lot of those foods are in plentiful supply at this time of year, because we're in summer, that helps. What's going to change in the future, though, is that when we enter autumn and winter, those foods aren't going to be in such good supply. And because I've been eating those, it means that stuff like high starch food like rice, I used to eat lots of rice, and that can put weight on you very quickly. And if the fruit isn't quite so plentiful, I might have to go back to eating rice, and then that might slow down. That might I might have to recalibrate my calorie intake, let's put it that way. But by then, I might have lost the bulk of my fat, in which case I might not want to eat more. I won't have as much fat there to burn to compensate for the reduction in calories. So I will actually have to perhaps start taking in more calories to maintain muscle mass. If the fat's gone, or most of it's gone, I've got to be realistic. I'm probably not going to get down below, say, 9% body fat. And then there's the emotional issue again, which is winter time can be quite tough. It's something that is like an endurance feat for myself, with the coldness, the cold weather, and the lonely. That's a Freudian slip. The dark nights, the lonely dark nights, dark nights of the soul. Yeah. So that's something to consider. Will I want to eat just to sort of cope with that difficulty? Who knows? So just to wrap up, a few interesting side effects that I've noticed, which is I tried drinking a pint of Budweiser, and I found after going without food for so long during the day, having an empty stomach, basically, I'm training myself to have an empty stomach during the day and be comfortable with that. I found that beer was very difficult to stomach. I almost couldn't drink a whole pint, even just a few mouthfuls. It was like, my body was telling me, no, I don't like this. And this was after I'd eaten a bit of food as well, so I wasn't drinking it on an empty stomach. But I felt, it was weird. It was like it was too cold and it was too fizzy. And I wonder if having this empty stomach for so long has sort of reset my taste buds a little bit. So I won't even bother buying beer in future because I don't want to drink it. And the same thing has happened with soft drinks. So the other day I fancied, it was the weekend, I thought, well, if I'm not going to drink beer, maybe I can have some sugar-free lemonade. So I bought a couple of bottles, just these like smallish bottles of Sprite. And the weird thing was, they didn't taste very nice to me at all. The artificial sweeteners really stood out. And the following day, I could still taste like the what is it? The aspartame and the acesulfame K, or whatever it is, and that taste sort of stuck around in my mouth. Even though I'd brushed my teeth a couple of times, I could still taste the artificial sweetener. So that suggests that a couple of things: artificial sweeteners are evil, and we should avoid them because they're not good for us. And my taste buds have sort of recalibrated and don't react well to these things. Move on to my final thoughts, which are: I would recommend this diet to anyone who wants to lose body fat, and I would say to anyone, a bit of tough love here. If you are carrying more body fat than you wish you were, and you've tried diets, you've tried Weight Watchers and all that sort of thing, and it hasn't worked for you, but you haven't tried eating one meal a day, then I would say you ought to try it and don't give up, and that this may be the natural way of humans to eat, and eating regularly. You see what? I'll just give this the scientific theory behind it briefly, which is that, as we're coming up to, this is going to be like 20 minutes long if I'm not careful, but the body, let's say, has two modes: fat burning mode for energy, or taking in energy from outside. So it's rather like OE versus OI. OE is taking in you from outside. OI is going over your known information. So getting your energy from your own stored body fat. But you can't do that, because if you switch over to OI, if you double observe, what's going to happen is you're going to take in, when you take in that extra energy, it switches off. The first thing that happens is your fat burning just switches off because your body says, okay, because insulin goes up when you're taking new food, and then that's a signal to the body, okay, new food is coming in, let's stop taking energy from the food that's already inside you. Let's stop burning fat now. So in order to give fat burning a chance, you have to basically starve yourself for a large portion of the day, or just, well, starving yourself has, negative connotations. Just fast, don't eat, and what that does is that switches on the fat burning aspect. That switches on your OI, if you like, and you get to use that fat. So just having having 3 meals a day but having smaller portions isn't going to be that effective, because as soon as you have your meal, if you wake up and eat breakfast, you're just switching off your fat burning potential straight away. And I found, the funny thing is, in those times when, times in the past when I've tried this, but I've eaten breakfast and then tried to go all the way until tea time without eating. It's actually more difficult to do that, because you've woken up and then immediately switched off your fat burning, and then your body wants more food, and it expects more food after breakfast. So it's actually easier. You feel less hungry. It's paradoxical, this, but you feel less hungry just waking up and not eating anything at all. It's easier to do that and get through to tea time than it is to eat breakfast and get through to tea time, which is weird. It sounds paradoxical at first, but there's a scientific explanation for it, which I've already gone over. So that's my little talk about this. And if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. Thank you.